Someone says, "Come sit with us. There's room near the fire." Or today, maybe it's an empty chair at the table, a spot in the group chat, a circle of people laughing like joining should feel simple. You're supposed to feel relieved, but your body pauses first. It reads the faces, the timing, the little rules nobody says out loud. How much should you smile? When are you supposed to speak? What part of you has to disappear just to fit in here? From the outside, this can look like shyness, maybe coldness, maybe like you don't want people. But that's too simple. Sometimes your body isn't rejecting the group, it's measuring the conditions. Because being included has never only meant being safe. Sometimes it also meant being watched. Belonging can feel warm and still not feel free. This shows up in tiny moments. A family table where everyone is already talking before you sit down. A work meeting where people expect you to jump in fast. A group chat where silence starts to look like attitude. Nothing is openly dangerous. Still, your attention starts moving. Who is watching? Who expects the right laugh? Who will notice if your face does not match the room? That is the part people miss. In social psychology, this comes close to social monitoring. Put simply, your mind is not just following the conversation, it is also tracking how your presence is being read. Your tone, your timing, your silence, your place in the circle. No wonder being included can feel exhausting. Other people see an open seat and think, "Good, you are part of us now." But inside, that seat can feel like a small spotlight. Warm, yes, but visible. A group does not only give belonging, it creates witnesses. And here is the social lie. If you join in easily, people assume you are normal. If you hesitate, they start writing a story. Quiet becomes rude. Careful becomes cold. Standing near the edge becomes not wanting to participate. But that may be the wrong reading. Your body may not be rejecting the group. It may be studying the conditions before it lets you relax. Can I speak slowly here? Can I be quiet without being punished? Can I disagree and still belong? Belonging became exposure. And once belonging feels like exposure, the older question begins. Why would a human body ever learn to treat the group as both shelter and threat? Once you are inside the circle, the pressure changes. You are not only listening, you are measuring when to speak, how long to look, how much to laugh, and how safely you can disagree. Most people call that overthinking, but groups have never been only about conversation. They also carry status, mood, approval, and that quiet question underneath everything. Am I still allowed here? Christopher Boehm described part of this through the idea of reverse dominance hierarchy. In plain English, early human groups did not survive only by following the strongest person. They also watched each other, correcting each other, and stopping anyone who threatened the balance. That could mean ridicule, refusing to cooperate, or leaving someone out. So the fire was not only warmth, it was also visibility. A person could be protected by the circle and shaped by it at the same time. You can still feel a softer version of that at a family table, in a work meeting, or inside a group chat. Nobody says perform belonging correctly, but everyone feels it when a reply is too quiet, a face is too flat, or an opinion lands wrong. The group became safety with conditions, and once safety has conditions, inclusion stops feeling simple. This is where inclusion gets complicated. Someone says, "You're one of us now." It sounds generous. A seat opens, the circle makes room, but your body still asks, what do I have to become to stay? Belonging is not compliance. Belonging gives you a place to exist. Compliance gives you a role to perform. Psychologists call part of this normative social influence. People adjust themselves to keep the group's approval. They laugh a little louder, they soften an honest opinion. They stay longer than they want to because leaving would be noticed. That is not weakness. It is the old math of group belonging showing up in modern rooms. In families, at work, and online, People learn which version of themselves gets accepted and which version makes the room go quiet. So the body starts checking for conditions. Can I be quiet here? Can I disagree gently? Can I need space and still belong? A safe group makes room. An unsafe group makes you shrink. Caution can protect you, but it can also keep you outside circles that might have let you breathe. So the question is not whether every... People may call it distance, but sometimes it is discernment. The quiet kind that pauses at the edge of the circle and asks what the circle expects. That does not mean every group is unsafe. Some groups want your presence. Others want your performance. And the body can often feel the difference before the mind has words for it. Belonging is not compliance. Compliance makes you smaller so the group stays comfortable. Belonging gives you room to stay whole. So maybe you do not hate groups. Maybe you are listening for the conditions attached to them. The open seat, the warm fire, the friendly faces. And one quiet question underneath it all. Can I be part of this without disappearing? Write one word. Belonging or pressure? And the next question goes deeper. Why do some groups make you feel lonelier after they include you?